What is up out there, YouTubers? We got Will. Oh, wait. Someone's gonna. There's Justin. He made it just in the nick of time. But now Will's that way.
What up, what up,
From
what up, what up?
This is Will.
Semper Fidelis Exotics. We're going to talk about that name because I just don't know what it is. But this is episode 52. What's going on? What's up, YouTubers? So I was saying before, we got Will that way from Semper Fidelis. Real quick, just introduce yourself. Then we're going to see who's out there. But just introduce yourself and explain how you came up with your name.
My name is Will. I'm the owner of Semper Fidelis Exotics. Semper Fidelis is Latin for always faithful. I'm a 13-year Marine Corps vet, and that's one of the things that the Marine Corps is like, what's the word? Mottos. They'll always say Semper Fi.
Right.
That's short for Semper Fidelis. It just means it's Latin for always faithful.
Always faithful.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. So, got Jay Slithers in the house. My cool mofo. What's up, dude? Someone's got to dethrone him. He's been busting up them comments, like getting 1,000 comments in a week. I see it. I appreciate it 100%. James Perry, JS Exotics. What up?
What's up, James? I get some rats. I get rats from him sometimes.
Nice.
Oh, Vance.
Oh, it's the zombie man.
Dead man.
What up, Vance? Greg from Rippin' Reptiles. What's up, Greg? We got TJ and Greg on next week. So, episode 52, 1 year of me. Don't you love it? I still can't believe that I made it 52 episodes and these people are still watching me. But those people are up next week, TJ and Greg from Rippin' Reptiles. Cool-ass people.
I made it on your milestone episode.
Yeah, you got the milestone episode. Blakers, what's up? I don't know if you read that, but I didn't want to announce it to everyone because I didn't want a bunch of people that's not normally here to try to win. But I'm giving away a $100 credit tonight for my 50-second episode, and we'll do a spend to win. But yeah, we're gonna bust that up. And hey, look, we're at 21, so you know what time it is.
You need to get some more on there if you're going to be doing that.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to get some more tattoos up on there.
I was talking about some more size.
I talk about tattoos. It's all muscle. I might, have a gut, but that thing's hard. It's muscle.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get some more fat on there so it shakes.
It don't shake that much, but it's there. Graceful Python. What's up? I like how Justin just got his head down and be like, yeah, I don't need to see none of this shit.
Oh, yeah. Well,
well, no, you didn't even introduce me or Justin, dude. We're both down in the threads. Don't worry about us.
I mean, you guys are fam. I mean, Steve's been here before. Oh, wait, that way.
That way.
That's area. I mean, the guy that's always got my back. He's on a, thing behind me. I can't really think right now. What's that called, Steve?
A back
tapestry.
Tapestry. He's got tapestry behind me.
That's called
so he always got my back. Check that dude out, sitting there on it.
I was wondering if that was a hammock
in the house. How can that better be? You know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
That zip is some trusses.
He's having a ball, right? Look at him back there, chilling out, having a ball.
I need one of those.
I'm here for the episode, bro. I'm here for the show. I got my drink. I got my Reese's Pieces, dude. I'm here for the 1 year reunion, dude. And also to let Justin know that the Chiefs did end up winning yesterday, man. I've been waiting to talk to you, Pressure.
Yeah, that was.
Kevin from
you were
4S,
cool
what's
about
up, dude?
the teeth that whole game, so I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, that was a
Hey,
nail
man.
biter for both sides for sure.
Hey man, straight up,
Rob
I'm
M.
never watching that game ever again.
I was.
He said, I don't ever want to see the 49ers.
What up,
I
Rob?
don't. I don't. Hey, I'm gonna be legit. I was shook from the look. When Kittle and McCaffrey walked out, I was like, man, that's our ass, Mr. Postman.
Yep. Hey,
What's up, Moose?
We lost some good players at night. People just kept dropping too. It was a tough game.
Great
That was a fight.
adventure.
I was hoping both teams would lose. So
When Greenlaw went down, that's when I got worried. I mean, he went down like a non-contact injury. I was like, that's not good.
No.
And then it just seemed like that middle opened up.
Yep. Yeah, that was a sketch game, man.
I was literally hoping both teams would lose. So
I don't think that was possible, Will. You screwed no matter what.
Yeah, well, if I had to pick one, I was going to pick San Fran because they got what's his name, Chase Young and Joey Bosa, and they're both Ohio State boys. So
yeah, they are too, right?
They're both defensive end too.
Yeah. Eric S'more Factory, what's up, dude? Thanks for coming in.
But Joe Montana.
That's my team right there. That's my team.
Oh, you could go back to Dallas and like crawl a bowl or something because they ain't never winning. 666.
Not until they get rid of Dak.
My buddy
Jay
Nick.
Slithers, Benjamin, Rob, Moose, Zombie.
Who else is in here? Can I get everyone? I'm a little behind. Chats be popping. Odin Exotic.
Right.
What's up? How's it going?
Odin Exotic is the bro, man. That's JJ. That's my
There's
partner.
the first lady.
We got the first lady in here.
Good evening, Jenny. Thanks for coming. Barnes Family Pies. Rob, what's up, dude? Appreciate you coming in.
Oh, Rob.
Going on to Carissa. Thanks for coming.
It's like my wife has me blocked. I don't see her
There's
message.
this dickhead here, Reptile-Kenn. He's sometimes loud little leprechaun looking dude. I tell you, he's a blast though. What's up, Benji? You don't know Benji? He's the homie from down under the down under in New Zealand. Dude's pretty cool.
Oh, Benji. Oh, yeah. Now you get to see my face, Benji. You didn't get to see it last night, but now you get to see my face.
Nikki from Irresistibles. They just started podcasting on Wednesdays, I think, at 5:30 Eastern, maybe. If I'm wrong, put it down in. Throw your show out there, Nikki. You're welcome to do so. There's David. What up, David? How's it going? I'm up to 18 because we're at 30, so I got to pay 18 to USR.
What are the numbers?
How does that work?
What do you mean numbers? What I owe? Every time I hit 30 in the chat.
Calculating after 12?
No, after 20, I sent Stan, or I'll send it to him. I was going to send it to Stan, and we was all going to make a donation. But I'll just make a $20 donation every time I hit 20. But one night we was talking, and we all said we'd donate 10. And I said, well, when it gets up to 20, I'll throw a 20. And every episode that hits 30, I throw $1.
Hell yeah.
So we're at 18, 2 away from donation. Kurtwood, like this dude here, like, I don't know what else to say about him. Just cool as shit. He's helping me out by sending me a laptop. He said, you ain't getting it fast enough, so we're getting you one. Like that kind of shit, just like, I'm not used to people, and I don't really know how to react to people sending me stuff. And it's just like, I'm really appreciative. And like, I don't know. I'll just be a goof about it because I don't know what's up.
When you get that thing in there, so when you get that laptop in Thursday, you better have that bitch set up.
Oh, I'll be calling and like asking all kinds of questions.
Yeah, you will. How do I plug this thing in?
Oh, I know I do all that. Come on now.
As long as you don't drop the charging thing down the vent.
Right? So before I came on, my earbuds,
the rat get it.
it fell down in the vent. I had the vent off because I was, seeing if the rat fell back down in there, if it would move or something. And the case fell off my hand and right down in there, and we can't reach it. So I'm gonna have to rig some shit up.
Real talk. That's when I entered the back room. He was
Real
crawling on
talk.
the floor.
What's up, Jamie? Thanks for coming in. We're still like going through chat. Like, more Ford. What's up?
He was doing a downward dog in the vent, was he?
Something like that. Yeah, it was almost a downward dog.
I'm glad I came in after that.
Heather Kennedy, thanks for coming in. I do not have my other phone up tonight, so I can't turn everyone blue, but I suck tonight, I guess. But Justin from my Animal House, I missed you tonight, dude. I thought you was going live, but I missed you. You didn't go. More Forge Jamie, thanks for coming in. Got both the More Forges in here.
So they're both in here.
That's what's up. Appreciate that. There's Masha from Miracles and Mayhem. She runs a show during the day. I pop in and out of there sometimes. She's a great supporter. And we're caught up. Hell yeah. Whew, that was like almost a job.
More Forge. Where are they from?
Shauna Kana just slid in.
They're from, yeah, there's a new one. They're from Wisconsin, I believe. Out there by Royal Constructor Design.
Yeah,
and
Garrett DeMeyer.
Yeah, Garrett DeMeyer and Doug Necker is out from that way too. I'm surprised that I remember where all these people were from because my memory is not.
Well, the only reason I asked is because the name sounds familiar. Like I've talked to them before, but.
What up, Mr. J? But yeah, I my memory is usually not this on. Like it's I don't remember this stuff like usually. But following you on Instagram, you've been working some shows. You want to talk about like, you know, the shows you've been doing and stuff and how's that been going?
Oh, it's a grind. It's a grind. It's
definitely a grind.
Luckily, I am currently laid off because I work for a roofing company. And
Alabama. Roll Tide.
All they do is exterior stuff. So like roofs, gutters, siding. They don't do any windows or doors or anything like that. The other company I used to work for, they did. So I worked year round. Now I'm laid off, which sucks because the money dropped away. But I do have disability coming in from the VA.
Right.
So like that pays my bill. But normally in the summertime when I'm working, working 40 to 50 hour weeks, and then every weekend you have a show on Saturday, Sunday. So basically you're working 7 days a week with no days off. And then you're taking care of, which is another reason I'm dropping some of and concentrating on just a certain project.
All right.
I just didn't have to. I was up to 72 snakes at one point in time.
Right.
And that was just a lot. Like, and then I ended up I have 3 Burmese as well now.
Wow.
So, yeah, like, and one of them is like 7 foot.
Let's say you probably can't get those things out. They're not nice to play with at night, right?
He can probably come out.
Get them out. Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Let's see them.
Burns. Hell yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
We'll give you the whole screen for that.
You'll need it.
Oh, yeah.
See, the more I watch people handle these sperms and retics, the more confidence I get one.
Babies are bitey.
Right.
I bought this guy from a guy locally here he was going back to he was going to get his pilot's license in South Carolina, and he just couldn't take it with him. So I got him at 2.5 years old and 4 foot, and he's now 3 and like 7.
Right.
But he was their pet. Like when I went to pick him up, the guy was outside cleaning up his yard from a storm, and he was inside laid on the couch.
Heck yeah. So he was really chill for sure then.
Yeah, he was like puppy dog tame when I got him.
That's awesome.
He was the last snake I thought I'd ever get bit by in my collection. and he bit me already. Pretty sure it was my fault, but usually is.
And you live and learn with a different species, you know. That's how I feel about it.
But
that's sick.
He's a handful.
See, that's why I don't know. Like, if that thing gets really pissed off, at you, it could. I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry, Steve. It could do some damage.
Yeah,
it could really do damage.
It does. Like, they're not a ball python. When they bite, they draw blood. Like, it's there's no doubt in my mind that, like, when he bit me, it was more of a really, because he caught me across. His lower jaw was back here, and his upper jaw was over here. Because I had this hand, and I was reaching into because he had just come out of shed, and I was reaching into his enclosure to get out the shed, and I didn't even see it happen. I just felt it. Now, when the small male that I have, when he did it, he caught me on the finger, and that thing hurt. Like, I was like, I don't ever want to get bit by one of these again. That one wasn't too bad. Other than the fact it's got bigger teeth because he's bigger, it really wasn't that bad.
It depends on where it is, pretty much. How it got
and
right there.
The fact that I didn't see it coming and go like this, I was sitting there and he just latched down, so I didn't jerk, so I didn't rip the teeth through my skin. But it's still like my whole hand was from like here down. Where's the camera? From here up was covered in blood.
Oh yeah,
just instantly.
What's up, Eddie, my guy?
But if we could here in Florida, we'd have a retake. My old lady's obsessed. She watches Lady T all the time, Nicole all the time, and it obsesses her. She wants them so bad.
If you want a big snake and you like colors and more like patterning, and retics are the way to go. They are much more moving.
Right.
Burns are on the same scope.
Super chat.
Lay there.
$10 banger from Eddie.
Super chat.
Let's go super chat.
Appreciate it, dude.
But I'm also once I get everything situated again and get the projects rolling, and then I've just built a 12 by 16 shed. Well, I'm still in the process of doing it for rats. Once I get all that up and running and I get some money flowing in, I'm probably getting into the hog nose because I want a hog nose.
Hell yeah. And
I know if I get one, I'm going to have 50 of them, like, because that's just the way I am. Like, I'm going to breed them, but I'm not going to do what I did with the ball pythons.
Right.
Where I start with the single genes. I'm going to put money into it up front. I'm not going to buy anything less than $1,000 straight up front. Because I started breeding originally to make stuff I wanted and sell what I didn't want. Like the whole reason I started breeding was to make this girl right here.
I am Nikki.
That's a spider.
It's a bumblebee. It's a pastel spider.
Yeah.
I fell in love with those.
Look in, Nikki.
Back when they were like 10 grand.
Put me in, coach.
When they first came out. And I was on active duty, so I was in and out of the country. And well, let's face it, active duty personnel, they don't have just a random 10 grand laying around for a pet ball python.
Right.
So I fell in love with it. It's my favorite. Like, so she's never going anywhere. She's actually in the logo of that. If you look at my logo, that's the snake. I literally sent that picture to the guy that did my logo. But she'll never go anywhere. She's not in the breeding program. She's just, that's why I started. And then I was going to do the sides.
I'm the same way. My ambassador, my favorite snake's in my logo. He ain't going nowhere. You stay with me forever. So,
but that's literally, that snake right there is the whole reason I started breeding ball pythons, was to get that snake. You can buy them for $150, $200, but it means more that I made it.
Right.
It means more to me. So it ain't going anywhere. And then I bred 2 years. Yeah. 21 and 22. I had 2 clutches, but one each year. Trying to make pies the second year. Well, the female was not a het pied. I thought she was a het pied, but she wasn't. So I had a whole bunch of het pieds. That's it. Just het pie to get rid of. And And then I went to Tinley with Glenn from 419 Morphs that year, and that changed my whole mind. So since then I've been trying to break the shit into like
revamp the whole collection.
Like I said, I went from 72 snakes down to I think I'm at 45, not counting the birds.
So you definitely broke it down so you could revamp the hell out of it then.
If it doesn't have at least a visual recessive and a het, it's gone. Like
gone.
It's gone. It's got
where I'm at too.
Especially nowadays.
We did on Glenn's podcast. He looked it up. At the time he looked it up, there was 44,000 and some change ball pythons. 37,000, like 800 of them were under $1,000. So if you're producing animals that are under $1,000, you're competing against 37,000 other people to sell them.
Yep.
Chat be cracking some jokes off for sure.
So like if you're selling $1,000 and above, breeder quality stuff, that's where you're going to make your money. They're going
money. Correct.
You're as a business, that's where you have to be.
What up, Pat?
Unless you're doing it for the passion and you really don't give a fuck, but like you just said, as a business standpoint, you have to think of it as, okay, where am I going to make my money by the time I produce this? Is this going to be
trucking? You're going to fall over and I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Oh, dude, I can do a lot of things in this hammock.
So.
Yeah, like
I get that aspect 100%.
My goal in the next 10 years is to hit a hypo, what was it? A hypo clown pied sunset.
Hell yeah.
If I can hit
there you go.
If I can hit a sunset pied this coming year, not this season, but next season, it'll put me way farther. It probably in the next 5 years, I can hit one. If I don't hit one,
I'm sunset heavy over here for sure. And sunset clown is one gene I'm definitely fucking with. So it's definitely.
See, I don't have any sunset clown. I have double hat sunset pieds.
I have clown hat sunset and a bunch of double hat sunset clowns. So I'll take my clown hat sunset to 4 double hat sunset clowns and hopefully hit a couple or 3 or 4. That'd be nice.
Hopefully 2 years. I just picked up I should hit some hypo clown pieds. Depending on
my daughter.
If I can get the mail.
To ask me a question.
Well, when you're ready, just hit me up, and we should be maybe on the same track. And I got them clown sunsets for you. We'll work something out.
Yeah, that's cool because Justin's working at sunset stuff too. And I mean, I got my toe dipped in it, but Justin's full bore into that shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a pied that's 100% het sunset right now on Morph Market. They got it for like $2,500.
Right.
For a pied that's het sunset.
For a pied that's het sunset, they want 25.
Mm-hmm.
You might can walk them down. Is it a female or male? That's the second big question.
I think it's a male.
If it's female, you're maybe right there on price margin. But if it's male, I would say 15 to 2K maybe.
I know they had it on sale just recently, so I have it in my saved animals on Morph Market.
So I don't mean to interrupt you guys. We'll get back to that. But whoever wants to be entered on a spin to win, type in LMK 1 year, and we'll get you written down, and we'll get you on a wheel for the spin to win for $100 credit towards my products. So if you want in, type in LMK 1 year.
LMK 1 year. I'm typing it in. I'm kidding.
Well, if anyone on the panel wants in, just raise your hand.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't want in on that. Let somebody else have it. I get the pleasure of actually being on your show. So,
well, I mean, we get the pleasure of having you on the show. I mean, we do this every week. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to have someone that's not always out there, you know what I mean? And I have seen you on Glenn's lives with 419. He's a good dude. And just to get, someone that's not really out there on is, it's kind of one of my favorite things to do. I like to see people grow.
Like that's when you asked, that's why I was like, definitely. Cause I'm on Glenn's podcast just about every time he has one. Me and Justin from Car Reptiles. we're pretty much like co-host most of the time. So
I'd like to get Carr on too sometime.
you just get a hold of him. He's a hard person. Like, we're all supposed to be going. Well, we're all three of us are going to Tinley in March. He's flying in because he's out in Washington, so he's flying in. He's going to stay a couple days, and he's renting a car, so he's driving us over to Tinley because we only live like 3.5 hours from Tinley.
Right. Are you in Ohio as well with Glenn?
Oh yeah, I live like 20 minutes away from him. That's why we're so close. That's why we are. If you see him in a show, you're usually going to see me right next to him.
Right.
Because we know each other's collections because we're together and we talk about it so much that if he has to go to the bathroom or something, I can watch the tables and vice versa. Like if he wants to go to a food at some of the venue at some of the shows we do, they have a food truck. He'll go out and get food for us. I go out and get food for us, and we'll watch the table. Come March, I believe it's March 24th. I don't have my calendar in here. It's out there. We had to recruit one of his other friends because we have 3 shows on the same day.
Oh, wow.
Because they move their show dates around. Normally we kind of have a rotation normally, but for some reason Cincinnati's show got moved or something, and then Fremont's got moved as well. And so we have on one day we have to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which is where I'm going. Glenn's going to Cincinnati to the Sin City Reptile Expo, and then our other buddy is going over to Fremont.
Oh wow!
Just to sell the cocoa because he's the distributor for the Gopher Cocoa. That's the best cocoa on the market, man.
Hey, I'm working on it with Billy right now. As a matter of fact, that's what I've been working on, going back with logistics, etc. Which I've been slacking getting my paperwork back to him, but pretty much everything's pretty much finalized. I just gotta give him some money, get the little last bit of paperwork signed, and etc. I got the sidees already. They already got me in for the sidees and all that, so all that's affirmed and all that for sure.
Once you get that first part done and out of the way, this first shipment, the rest of them are like within 2 weeks you'll have it.
Hell yeah!
Whenever you reorder it, that from what Glenn was telling me that Trevor said was that once you get that initial stuff through that initial stage of all your CITES and your permits from the state saying that you don't need a fucking permit.
We already got all that done. It was like the last bit. He's like, I only need your last bit of paperwork, sign this little bit and fill out this little bit. So he got me the CITES, he got the state and all that shit, which we just got that approved. Like, I think like a couple months back or like a month and a half back. And I had to send it all. Everybody was getting theirs in at the same time. He's like, I'm trying to get that first shipment of the year out, which I didn't make it. I was like, you know what, I'll catch the next one. Whenever you send the next one, let me know.
What up, Brian?
But that shipment was held up because of Glenn. Because he had already paid for it and all that stuff. It was already loaded on the truck. And the state of Ohio the federal government was fucking him around. And it took him like almost a month and a half to sign up to give him the permit that says he didn't need a permit.
Yep.
Just another way for the damn government to get money out of you.
Yep.
To use on to line their own fucking pockets. It's ridiculous. But we got it now. So anybody locally to us, like within 2.5 hours of Northwest Ohio, we have it. We'll have it at whatever show we're at. Like if we're not together, I'll have so much of it. He'll have it, and whatnot. So wherever we're at, the Gopher Cocoa will be there. And then once I get my rat shed up and running, I'll have the rats. So I'll send rats with him if we're split up.
Hell yeah.
That way he'll sell my rats wherever he's at, and I'll sell the Gopher Cocoa, and then go from there. We're gonna try to lock down this area up here. Like we got a local guy. He raised his rat prices for a small up to almost $6. I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'll drive my ass 2.5 hours down to Columbus to get him for $1.75.
Right.
But then James from James Perry, I forget, JNS. He's fairly local to me as well. He's over in Bryan, which is like 40 minutes for me. But I get rats off of him when he's got extra. Like I don't, because when I go and buy them, I buy 50 to 100 at a time.
Right.
I don't buy 1 through 5. Like I don't. because I have 45 snakes, and I don't feed them all. My males only get fed once every other week. And because my rat production is so low right now, I'm only feeding females that I'm breeding currently every week or twice a week, depending on how they react to the first male.
Right.
But everything else gets fed once every other week. I just don't want the males to be fat and lazy. I want them to work when time to
all
work.
my males are the same way. Every 2 weeks, you get fed once every 2 weeks. I don't give a fuck. That's what you're getting. You're gonna eat it. You grow just as fine. So
I feed nothing but smalls, small rats once every other week to my males and the non-breeding females. Everybody's like, "Oh, that snake! I got a 2,300 gram female. That's all she gets is a small." like if she acts like she wants more when I feed, she'll get another one. But like because she's breeding, if she wasn't breeding, that's all she'd get. But she's a huge girl. Like I just had her out earlier.
So let me ask you then: are you breeding just Norwegians? Are you doing ASS mice or just Norwegians?
I was trying to figure out what was waving next to you, Ken.
Okay.
I will never do mice.
Oh, her phone.
Because I do ASS. I got right now. I got 4
ASS. That's exactly what I do is ASS.
And the ASS are better protein than a mouse will ever be, and their pinkies are just as small, if not smaller.
Yep.
So
all right. So this 2 I got so far. If you're not on this list, type in LNK 1 year to get into the wheel because we're going to spend this here soon. But I got Nick from 666, Steve, Jenny, Zombie, JNS, Kurtwood, Eddie, Pat, Nikki, Having a Ball, 4S, Ewok, Graceful Pythons, More Forge, and Jamie from Rising Sun. Or Rising Phoenix, actually. If there's anyone else that wants in, speak now or forever hold your peace. You won't be in. But I seen a question the other day, and I really thought about it. It was actually today, and Redline Shipping had it up. It was, what is your dream species? Like, if you could own any species that you want, like, what would it be? And I really thought about it, and, some cool shit came to mind, like, a green tree monitor or this or that. But it's just like, I got into this because of there's so much stuff that you could do with these ball pythons. That's my dream species because I want to work.
Reptiles or just species in general?
Well, he was talking about reptiles, but I got to add more people.
I don't say my dream species would be a gaboon viper, but I can't own them. So
Luke, I got you, buddy.
You like playing with death, huh?
Have you seen them? They're beautiful. Actually, what I want is a gabino, but it's a cross between a gaboon and a rhino viper. But they're just beautiful snakes. In
my opinion, all venomous snakes are gorgeous. You just
not all of them.
Just want to play with death.
Like your lapids, I don't really care for them because they're just drab snakes usually. Your cobras and stuff like that. They're really drab snakes.
They are.
Are they cool? Yeah, they're cool. I wouldn't want to own one.
You like your pygmies, your diamondbacks. Those are gorgeous. Then you got also your Indonesian pit viper. That's a gorgeous ass snake.
Your Mangshan, your blue Enceladus. They're pretty, but my dream species to own would be a gaboon. It would actually be a gabino, which is a cross between a gaboon and a rhino.
Oh wow!
And that's
free enter
occurring in the wild even. So,
heck yeah!
But
LMK 1 year free to enter, $100 gift certificate.
I guess my species are all from West Africa because that's where the gaboon vipers are from too. So, them and the ball pythons. The berms are from Indonesia. No. Asia, somewhere in Asia, I think, or India. They're from India because they're from Burmese. I believe. I could be wrong. I just started with the berms. I got into berms because I wanted originally I wanted a normal because I just like the way they look. And one of the guys locally, he breed. It was a little bit of berms, but he does a bunch of retics. All he had was like pearl granites, stuff like that, and I don't really care for those. They're worth more, but I like the original berm pattern coloration. And I told him, I said, if you ever get a normal, I want it as long as it's within reason and price. I'm not paying $2,000 for a baby normal berm.
Right.
So he it was shortly after I told him that, like a month later, if that, he messaged me back on Messenger and says, "Hey, I got 3 Burmese pythons, normal ones."
Gotcha, brother.
And he's like, "I got a female and 2 males," and I just knowing from breeding ball pythons, I'm like, I want the female, because if I ever decide to breed them, I already have her growing up. Like I just from doing this, I knew I wanted the female. That way, if I ever decided to breed them, she would already be on her way up to size, to age. And then he when I got to the show to pick it up, he's like, I sold 1 male, but I still got the other male. And I was like, I don't really need 2 of them. I just wanted the one for a garbage can snake, really. And he's like, well, I'll sell them both to you for $400. I was like, okay, I'll take them.
Shit, yeah.
And they're normals, het for green, granite, and albino.
Shit.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that'd been nice.
Then I picked up that big adult albino just because it was $150. And I figured that it's another male. I have 2 males, but he's almost the size to breed, where the other male he's not very big. I'd get him out, but he's cantankerous, so he likes to jump and strike and.
All right, we're gonna run this spin to win quick.
All right.
Do you want to hit it? It don't say Jenny.
Oh,
First lady won. First lady.
Way to go, Jenny. I don't know who Jenny is, but
Congratulations, Steve and Jenny. Heck yeah.
It was never going to be me. Even if it said my name, it was going to be Jenny.
Well, congratulations. Yeah. 1 year of me. You won the $100 gift certificate.
Oh,
hell yeah.
That means that Ken is good. Moving in. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay, good.
Right on. Well, hey, Ken, I'm going to go ahead and slide out, bro.
See, I see how you win and leave.
Well, no, go ahead and
No, you said you couldn't stay the whole time, brother. I know. I'm just messing with you.
Go ahead and expand him out or whatever, dude. Thanks for having me on. I know all I was doing was basically sitting back listening, but this guy was tearing it up, dude.
Right?
So,
man wants to speak, let him speak.
Like, share, subscribe, man. There was a lot of us in there. Make sure you hit the like button, everybody. All right, peace. I'm out.
Later. I want a hammock in my house.
Right? He makes me want to put a hammock up here to podcast on. Like, totally. He makes me want to do it.
I don't even want it for that, because if I put it in the living room, then I can get rid of my bed and I can knock out this wall that's behind the computer and make a bigger snake room.
Hell yeah.
I'm already thinking of moving the bed into the living room, because it's just me. And because my couch it was here when I bought the place. And I was like, hey, you got to leave those couches. If you want full price, you got to leave the couches. And and there was an old smoker on the back porch. I was like, you got to leave that.
Yeah, I want to use that. Hell yeah.
It didn't work, but it's seals, and that was what I made my first incubator out of to hatch my first clutch.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's smart.
It's still out in my garage in case I need an extra one. And then the next year I bought a sea serpent hot box, and I don't. If you buy one, don't buy the small one to start. Just go for the bigger one.
I have the small sea serpent. You see it right here on the floor.
Yeah, like.
Yep, I got the same exact one. I
had 5 clutches last year. Luckily, they were spread out, because that'll only, with the tubs I use, I might be able to get 6 in there.
That's funny, because that's exactly how many I had in there. I had 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom.
5.
Exactly how I had to run it, and they weren't my clutches. They're actually my mentor at the time's clutches. So I had to I took care of them. It worked great though, but like you said, you have to make sure
we're fabulous.
That gap.
And for the price, they're not a Wilbanks incubator, but they're also not $1,400 for the small one.
They'll get the job done.
Yeah, don't get the small one, James. If you plan on breeding, it'll grow quickly, and if you get all of them, if I had 9 or 10 pairings, if they were all went at the same time, I'd have been screwed.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Like
the bigger one's like what 32 clutches, I believe.
The biggest one, yeah, something like that. I think
it's like
32 clutches, but it's using. They rate that on a different tub. The tubs I use are these, the 7-quart.
That's
right. The lockable ones.
6-quart.
They're 6-quart lockables.
Yep.
6-quart Sterilite ones, and I've done 2 different ways.
That's how I feel, Nick. If I could build it, I'm making it.
Let's see.
You can't.
Speaking of that, I gotta get on that fucking making that last one.
You can't build.
I don't know.
I got all the stuff to make that next rack. I just ain't did it yet. I don't know why.
I do vermiculite with the light diffuser.
Right.
And I've done the sponges where you cut like the wash sponges, cut them in half, put them down there and fill it up with water and let it soak it up and just keep the water in there. And I didn't notice a difference other than the fact that the one with the sponges is easier to fucking clean up at the end of the 60 days.
60 days, right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just going to buy a bunch of sponges.
So you didn't notice the difference with the mold or any of that shit with anything?
Didn't notice a difference. None of them hatched any sooner, any later. Like the only major difference that I saw was it was cleaner to clean up. Okay. And then when the snakes came out, they didn't get in the vermiculite, so you didn't have to clean up.
Right. Which makes that definitely a lot better.
And then I tried some with the press and seal and then some without. I didn't notice a big difference in that either. So,
okay.
But like these ones this was a rabbit.
There's nothing to second guess there.
But on the ones that go for my incubator, I just put one little hole on each end, the same way like I did with these. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Yep, I can see it.
I did these on the side because I use this to bring my rats in from outside. But I just put one on each end to let airflow go, even though it doesn't have a rubber seal or anything. So you don't really even need them, but I did it just to be on the safe side. But with the sponges, you can see if it's running out of water. Or with the vermiculite, you really can't tell unless you get into them. I can look through my glass and tell whether it's got water in it or not. So that's a plus on that side.
That's really cool, actually. That's really nice to know. Because then you got to dig your finger in there and figure it out, et cetera.
I don't even have to open the incubator. I can look right through the glass and see that it's still got water in the bottom of the tub. So I know it's got water in it. So there's still going to be humidity going. Where with the vermiculite, around the edges might still have water from where it drips down the side, but the middle may be completely dry.
Well, see, another fun factor, which I ain't tried it, but the people that build my racks is Mid-Forward Display, and his wife, I believe it was Mark's wife, showed me that she used what are they called? Orbeez.
Yeah,
she's got a bunch of Orbeez.
I've seen people do that too.
Huh.
And literally, because they hold water, their moisture anyways. It's all they do. And you can see, they'll shrink, obviously, the smaller of a ball. So you'll be like, okay, maybe I need a little out of water. But at the end of the day, they're nothing but holding water the whole time. So it's all it is just that moisture that you need at the bottom underneath that light diffuser, or if you're using egg holders, whichever dragon trays or whatever,
I just use the light diffuser because them dragon hatch trays or the easy hatch trays, they're fucking expensive. They're like $10 a piece.
Right.
On Amazon, they're not bad now. I think they're actually, you can buy like a little pack of them.
You can get them off of Amazon now?
Yeah, you can get the dragon trays from Amazon now.
Right. I was like, last time I looked, the only place I could get them, I was Easy Hatch, and they were ridiculous. They were like 10, like 9 something, 9 and some change.
I'll tell you right now what I just paid because I got them still in my Amazon whatnot.
That's what I'm saying, James. I'll get one when my snakes can pay for one. Darn right.
Well, I needed one, and I didn't have any pay for them yet. So
they're talking about the Wilbanks one, like
yeah.
Buy one and like set it and forget it, like that machine you use to cook with or whatever, like that infomercial.
The Wilbanks one's also cool.
Yeah, I say it's for like your
So if
your
it gets
hog
too high,
noses and
it'll
stuff.
cool itself down.
Right, and you can use it for your hog noses and stuff for brood mating and etc. too as well, which is really sweet.
But if you're a part of Billy's Patreon, you get I think it's 15% off of them.
Yep,
his upper tiers, it's 15% off of the Wilbanks incubators. So, like,
yeah, that would be worth being a member of his Patreon for a month or two while you're buying it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a loophole. I don't know how he'd feel about it, but
I don't know if it's a certain amount of time you got to be on there. I don't remember. I've been on there for almost a year now, so I used it to get my ultrasound.
Yeah, you got some heat, so I get that.
So, but yeah, I've learned a lot just from Billy.
Yes,
on the Patreon, like I've learned a lot. Which is why my collection is dropping so fast.
Thank you for stopping by, Graceful.
Just got to
get evening.
Stuff. Like if the clutch is not going to make you, like one of his last, I don't know if it was my channel, my content, or a Patreon top 2 tiers or whatever one we were on, whatever one we were watching, the chopping block after the chopping block was over. But he said, like, you need to set a price goal for your clutch. If that clutch, all springs don't make you say you said that every clutch has to make you $5,000. If the pairing won't produce enough snakes on the low end of what is expected to reach $5,000, don't make the pairing.
Right. Yep.
That's. I mean, it takes a while to get there.
Well, you got to set your own goal. Is the point? Like,
right.
You know, like you that clutch has got to make me $1,000. You know, you should be, if you're working with anything of any decent, like any recessive at all, you should be able to get $1,000 out of a clutch. You know, easy. But if you're trying to propel yourself to where this is what you do, you need to set a higher goal so that you don't make those pairings that you'll end up with a pastel that you can't get rid of because nobody wants it. There's so many of them out there. Like I have a 100% het pod, possible het lavender albino female. I'm selling for $40.
Right.
Like,
damn.
Because and it's still here. Like, and they hatched in April.
My dude, thank you.
So, I mean, like, it's just.
Love you, bro.
I don't even put those up on Morph Market because it's not worth my time. Those are ones I'm going to sell at a show. A $40 snake, I'm going to pay more in shipping to get it to you than the snake's worth.
Nick will take all them pastels you have.
I don't have any pastels.
There we go. Actually,
I'm not saying there's anything bad with pastel. I'm just saying it's not worth anything anymore because there's so much of it out there.
All right.
Like out of 45 snakes, 9% of my collection is pastel.
So I have one snake with pastel, and I'm picking up another one. It's just cool not to. It's chocolate HRA smoke, that new smoke gene that's out, and pastel. It's like have to have it.
I just don't want it in my clown. In pied, it's awesome in pied.
Yeah.
In clown, it looks like crap. So I don't want, like, now I picked up one from Glenn. It's a lemon pastel. Now, when those get older, they don't brown out like the regular pastel does. So I'm trying to switch everything from regular pastel to the lemon pastel so they stay brighter. It's a Mojave. Get her out. Yeah, you want to tag me, don't you?
We have people saying how many pastels I got now.
But she's just, it's a Mojave, lemon pastel, vanilla, and just.
Oh, yeah. You can see the vanilla going in there, and you can see the Mojave taking care of it. Everything.
And just how bright the pastel part of it is.
Yeah, it's kind of bright. I was say I could see a brightness in it.
Yeah. For a pastel, it's just super bright. And the mother to this was a super. It was a super pastel, super vanilla.
Heck yeah.
And it was just yellow, like no brown, no like. So lemon pastel doesn't like brown out as bad as regular pastel.
That's not too bad. I mean, you could build off those. There's things to build to.
That's why I got her, is because it had the lemon pastel. The rest of it I don't really care about. Like vanilla, whatever. It is what it is. But the lemon pastel is what I wanted out of that. And I don't need the Mojave because I have a super Mojave girl.
Right.
I don't really need the Mojave.
I used to shame pastel a lot, but I seen enough snakes that have pastel, enough different lines to make me go, yeah, that's a nice snake. So I stopped.
Pastel has its uses. It doesn't go good in everything.
Yep.
Like it doesn't need to be in everything. Pastel pieds are amazing looking. Pastel clowns look like crap. It is what it is. Like I hatched. I just sold that one. I was going to say I had a not a lemon pastel, a lesser clown, and a lesser pastel clown, and a pastel clown, and they just, as they get older, they're just brown. Like they're just a yellowish, goldish brown snake. It doesn't do anything for the snake. As babies, they look real good, but by the time they get up to like 200-300 grams, they've already started to brown out all the way through them, and it's almost like sunset.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Justin's going to show you how to polish that brown turd.
That's what my goal is. It's me and definitely a few people. I got my buddy RO too. I don't know if you see RO at all, but like he's out there doing his thing too with the sunset. And
yeah, he's always on Glenn's podcast.
Yeah, he was he was just on MJ's podcast last
What up,
night.
Carlos?
But yeah, like I like sunset, and if you get a sunset desert ghost or a sunset hypo, they're amazing. They keep their color, and that's why I'm going for what I'm going for, is because the hypo clown pied sunset should be amazing.
Yep. Oh, it's definitely going to be. You got, trust me, you're going to be seeing a lot of that coming, especially with the sunset hypo. I believe Justin McCanova, you got Brock Wagner. A lot of these big guys can be.
Justin just like he just did a video on like his top 5 or top 10 snakes of 2023. And one of them was a sunset, but it wasn't. I don't think it was the hypo. It was just the DG version of that.
It might have been the DG.
Instead of hypo, it was DG, and that thing was amazing. It was orange and yellow.
Yep.
Now, granted, it was still a baby, hatchling, a baby, but the DG should keep that color from fading like it does.
It should, for sure. It definitely should. It should definitely keep that.
I mean,
keep that lineage pattern more, that darker lineage pattern, and that brightness still keeping out on it. You know,
the DG should keep that brightness where it's at.
Exactly.
I've seen a DG sunset. I don't remember where I saw it, but it was still bright even at like 7.
I think that is.
See, so that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's a good sign. Seeing that many grams and it's still giving his brightness. That's a good sign, especially with sunset.
But that's what DG does. So,
right.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
I got a little bit of DG. You know, I started out wanting a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But, you know, after listening to Billy, you know, I'm trying to lower it down to like 4 double recessive projects. And I want to work the hell out of those 4. And the other ones, I'm just trying to weed them out, find the right trades to where it ups me in this and not in that. I mean, there's like I got a blade triple head that's set for Clown Lab Pied. That's not like really a shit snake, you know what I mean? I just need to find the right person to trade it to.
Well, that's your Clown Pied if you hit it. And those are decent price still. Clown Pieds are like. But I'm trying to get above that. Like I'm trying to get up there where everything I produce is, you know, $1,000 or above.
Yeah, that would be
That's where I'm trying to get to.
Sooner or later, that would be a great goal. I don't know if I asked the question or someone asked me the question, but within 10 years, at every drawer, I want to have at least an elite combo double recessive in every drawer. And if I can have that, I'm successful.
Yeah. Well, that's right now. That's why I like cleaning out this. If it doesn't have at least a single visual recessive, it's gone. Like, I mean, it's wasting room in my racks especially after going after a hypoclown pied sunset. I'm going to need that rack plus another one just from the holdbacks.
All right.
To be able to hit that project as fast as I want to. It just has to. So I'm getting, like I said, once, like I have 2 females there that are yellow belly or asphalt. Don't know which ones they are. I will here shortly because I put a freeway. So I'm going to know what they are. Yeah. And then they're gone. The banana champagne and she hypo girl, when she lays.
Later, Nick.
She's gone.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, that big girl I just had out, when she lays, she's gone. I have a spider double het for albino SK Exanthic that I thought was 100%, but come to find out it was only 66. When she lays, if I don't get any Exanthics, she's gone. And I have a pastel het clown girl that I'm still pairing, kind of like every once in a while I'll throw a male in there. But I'm touring. I've had her up for sale at the shows. I had someone that was supposed to come get her, but their relationship failed and they backed out. So they bought the dad or the male that I paired to her to get the clowns that I got. They bought the dad, and then they sold my morph market where I had them up as a pair, and they asked if I still had it, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, I'll take this. I had it for more than that on there, and I'm like, because you bought the male, I'll give it to you for this, just to get a mouth out of here.
Right.
It's not doing me any good. I'm never going to get back the money that I've got in it.
Right. I came to terms with that too.
So
might as well get rid of it as quick as you can.
As long as I can get a decent, decent amount out of it, get rid of it. That's money that I can put towards another sunset or another clown that had a double het hypo clown, hypo pied, like another gene, another codom that I can get in to work into that whole big scale. That's
right.
A couple $100, towards that. And I'm saving, $10 a month on rats. If you figure $2.50 a rat every week, that's an extra $10 a month that I'm saving by not feeding it because I don't have it.
Exactly.
So it's just getting rid of stuff that does not. Well, you got to be willing to just take what you can get out of them. In some cases, like there's certain snakes, I just won't come off the price on. One, because I don't really care if it sells, because I can use it. Like I have a pastel bongo female. I got $200 on her. I'm not selling her for any less than $200. She's worth $200. She's beautiful. And if she doesn't sell, I have a cinnamon yellow belly bongo male that I can make
a super
bongos, and then I can put that into the clown. Like I said, I'm not coming off of her price because I can still use her in a way. Certain things, they're worth what they're worth, and I won't come below that.
Don't get rid of all them codoms now.
Well, in my pied, I've got a bunch. Right now I got 5 visual pieds females are like, one's Orange Dream Het Hypo. What were the other ones? One of them's Yellow Belly Gene X.
That Gene X, I want to see it. Can I see that? As a matter of fact, I'd like to see that.
Thanks for stopping by.
It doesn't have
one I've heard very little about and seen nothing about. So
she has bad shit. It doesn't have much of a pattern. It's just super bright.
It's all white. It's all high white. Yep. Okay.
It's a pastel yellow belly Gene X.
But don't Gene X make those saddles more yellow?
It makes them brighter.
Yeah, it makes them brighter, like not an orange, but it turns them brighter and yellow.
Everything I've read and heard people say about it, it's just a much brighter, stays brighter, almost acts like a DG type brightening.
Okay.
Glenn from 419 works with that gene a lot, and he has a.
He doesn't have any Gene X. He has Extreme Gene.
Oh, that's Extreme Gene. You're right. Thank you. I was about ready to give people wrong information.
Yeah,
Look at you over there speaking, and you don't even know you're.
Video on his YouTube about IDing Extreme.
Sorry, guys. We can't be perfect.
I know his collection, and I do the same damn thing.
Right.
I say, "Oh, you got that at Gene X?" He's like, "No, it's Extreme Gene." So yeah, he has Extreme. We literally just did a video like 2 weeks ago, I think, on how to ID it because of his YouTube videos. I'm usually the cameraman, so if it's shaky, that's my fault. if the content and it's blurry, that's all on him.
He's like, I'm just a shaky part.
that just means I've had too many of these billies.
Right. Too many billies.
He turned me onto the pipeline punch. I hate mango and everything. This is probably my favorite one, the Mango Loco. And I hate mango
Loco. Good.
Everything.
What is it? I think it's it's not the pipeline punch. There's another punch one that I like that's really fucking
Chaos.
No, it's
Pacific punch. The Pacific punch. It tastes like Hawaiian punch, literally.
So does the pipeline punch too. I see because he drank those all the time. So I tried one when we went to the Kalamazoo show one day because I was tired as all get out, and I was like, "Holy shit, these are delicious!" No wonder he likes them, and I started drinking them. Well, Walmart sells a 12-pack of the mango, the Pacific punch, and the pipeline punch.
Oh hell yeah!
It has 4 of each one of them. It's like $20.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad for 16 of them.
12.
Yeah.
Or 12.
Yeah.
I thought you said 4 names. All right, my bad.
Nope.
Because my other one I drink is the Chaotic. That's the other. It's
my
like
head's still a little stuffed up. My numbers are off.
The Chaotic, to me, it tastes like a vitamin.
The Chaotic? Oh, man, I don't know what it is. The Chaotic, I'm obsessed with. Like, that's another of my big favorites. Is the Chaotic or the Pipeline Punch? It's the one that has the seashells and it's a brown. That's the one my girl always comes home. She's like, I got you one. I'm like, hell yeah. That's
the brown can. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, like I used to drink the regular Monsters all the time, like years ago.
It tastes like ass to me. I don't like the regular Monsters.
One of my kids got one like a month ago and opened it, and I was like, just the smell of it was like, whoa.
That's my favorite one right there.
This is the Pacific Punch.
That's my favorite one right there.
This one's pretty good. This one does. It literally tastes like fruit punch.
Yeah,
there you go, Rob.
It reminds me of like Hawaiian Punch when you got like Walmart, the big Hawaiian Punch jug, you know? That's what it reminds me of. It's like back in the day in school when I like drank Hawaiian Punch all the time.
See, I was always a Red Bull guy because I couldn't stand the original Monster. And then I would drink like the Java and the Rehabs. Those were okay. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to like these when Billy said they're so good. And I tried one. I was like, wow, wherever this has been all my life. I don't drink Red Bull anymore. Every once in a while, I'll do the Ghost and like the Celsius and the White Gummy Bear Rain. That one's really good. Glenn from 419 Morse turned me onto that one.
All right, back.
What is it? The Ghost Sour Patch is really good. I think it's the Ghost Sour Patch is good.
I like the what is it? The sour watermelon one.
The sour watermelon is good too. Yep.
That's the best one. Like
See,
that, the cherry limeade, and the citrus.
My girl does like the Celsius, which the Celsius, I don't like those. They got some weird, strange flavor to them.
It's because they're sugar free. They're sugar and gluten free, and like they're okay. Try the mandarin orange and marshmallow one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
I've seen the marshmallow one. I haven't seen that.
It's surprising. Like you think mandarin orange and marshmallow and an energy drink, but it's actually really good. That's what I was just saying. Like you hear that and you're like, ugh. It's pretty good. That one and the Arctic.
What's up, Mark? Thanks for coming by.
Good. There's another one. Like those are the probably the top 2 best.
Hell yeah. I'm about to try it now. I'm like, babe, the orange and marshmallow and the Celsius. I need that one. Whatever it is, find it. She will too.
It's mandarin, orange, and marshmallow.
She'll definitely bring it home.
It sounds. You're like, that don't even sound good. And every time I hear it, I still think that don't even sound good. You'll like it. Like if you like.
We are, Mark. Same to you, bud.
Do you like creamsicles?
Yeah, it sounds like a creamsicle type deal. Is that
That's
what it
exactly
is?
what it tastes like is a creamsicle.
Hell yeah. See, I can handle that.
It has that Celsius taste, but it's like a creamsicle.
Okay.
But they're
I have a Red Bull every once in a while, and I think it was their winter flavor this year. They did is pear cinnamon, and it was actually really good.
I never seen that one. My favorite Red Bull is the.
It's like a maroon colored can, and it just kind of came out like maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Oh wow!
They're limited edition, so they might be sold out of them already. But
I was gonna say usually the maroon one is the apricot strawberry.
Yeah, see the apricot. Yeah,
it's not that maroon. It's like a purple maroon. It's a different maroon.
I don't think I've seen. Well, ever since Billy turned me on to these, I haven't been looking at Red Bull.
Right.
Because I can
try that one because it's pretty good. I actually did enjoy it.
The only Red Bull I'll mess with is like the coconut berry. The coconut berry is delicious.
Yeah, I was addicted to that one for a while.
But I like the watermelon. The blueberry one's okay, and the peach apricot or the strawberry apricot one's all right. But my favorite is the watermelon by far.
Oh yeah.
And they had an apple one summer too. I think too. That's all right.
Horrible. It was green apple. It was it was a kiwi apple. That thing was horrible.
I liked it. Different strokes, I guess.
Yeah, that thing was horrible. It tasted like it left almost like a kiwi skin and taste in your mouth. It was just real dry, I guess is what it boils down to.
All right. Well, we pretty much went over the hour, but we really didn't get to any questions at all. We asked you a few anyways. But a question we like to ask everyone is, what superpower would you like to have?
What?
Superpower.
Good Lord, everybody asks me that. I am a superpower. I mean,
I am a superpower. Listen, man.
Oh, listen.
Like, flying or laser eyes or being able to stop time or invisibility or.
I would probably say invisibility.
Yeah, I say that too, because it would just be
because handy. I could just walk into a bank vault and get all the money I need to pay for my snakes.
Thank you. I say that all the time, and I get looked at like I'm some kind of idiot.
That's because you'd be a creeper with it, Ken.
I wouldn't end up in no girls' bathroom. I'm not that kind of creep. Come on now.
Hell, I do that when I'm not. I don't pay attention to where I'm going, and say in a Walmart, my Walmart, it's on this side, and I did that one day. I went, whoop, that's not the right one. Just not paying attention. Like I do that now. So
we have 2 Walmarts here, one on one side of State College and one on the other. And their bathrooms are located at the same spot, but they're opposite.
Yeah.
And I did that one day.
Yeah.
And I was embarrassed. I don't know. I don't get embarrassed easily, but that embarrassed me. There's some old lady that turned around, looked at me, and was like, "What are you doing? Get out of here!"
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh,
room.
I'm sorry."
I just look at him and tell him I'm a Marine. I don't know how to read.
I came out and there was a worker there, and I was like, "These are switched over to the other Walmart." I did not mean to do that. He was like, "You know how many people tell us that?" So it's a common occurrence. So I mean, I wasn't the only one.
I mean, this day and age, all you got to do is say, "Is I identified as a woman?"
What's up, Kevin? See you later, bud. I identify as one. Yeah.
For anybody else, why won't it work for you?
Right. You trying to tell me I can't identify as that?
Yeah, exactly. Take down the Walton Brothers. or the Walton kids or whatever they are now.
Who knows?
Sam is dead. He's been long dead. Oh, he has. He's been dead for a couple decades now, I believe.
Jeez.
It's his boys that run it now. That's why it went to shit, because they're just about the money.
Yep.
They're not from where he started as a single store down in Arkansas somewhere, where it was based on good quality for a fair price. Now it's the kids, and it's all about how little can I pay my workers and how much money can I put in my pocket.
Correct.
Right. How cheap could we buy stuff to sell for?
Which is 90% of the nation, the world now.
Right.
Or the country is like that. It's like me. It's not what can I do to get what I need. It's what are you going to give me?
Yep.
And I hate that. Like I wasn't raised that way. But I'm also the type of person, I'll give you the shirt that's on my back if you need it.
Right.
Like I can always get another shirt. Like
exactly.
I will give you the shirt off my back, literally. Repping Canova. I didn't even realize I was wearing that shirt today.
I got ball in hand on today.
Yeah.
Rocking off the plank. You know, DJ and Brandon.
I'm supposed to be getting one here soon.
I actually thought I had one of my shirts on, but I don't.
But I was gonna say our best fishery, literally our best seafood local fishery shop, where it's like a mom and pop place, get from all the local fishermen and stuff. Literally, the kids got a hold of it. They've only had their hands on it for 4 years and just now sold it. And a lot of locals are pissed. I mean, a lot of big locals are like, look, like we've been coming here for years. You just sign it to, like, sold it to like these guys that don't know even what they're doing. When you walked in there, like me and my old lady walked in there like a week ago, and I was like, this is a shit show now. Like, this is crazy. Like, this isn't like the same of what any of it was. And the same fish aren't there. You can tell like the same local fishermen are like, fuck that. They don't want to deal with them either. Because like the sheephead that normally be there, the trigger that normally be there, there wasn't nowhere near as many, and like your selection was slim. I was like, you could already tell it's going to hell, you know. Yep. And it sucks because, like you said, it comes about the money. When like the parents that owned it before didn't give a shit about the money, they were doing it because they loved the local fishermen. They were fishermen themselves, etc. You know. So. Yeah,
that's also I blame. That's not necessarily. I don't necessarily blame the kids. I blame the parents on that too, because they didn't bring them up to have that same mentality. They just, to me, if I just from like a profiling, they were given those kids were given everything in their life, and they're
spoiled. They're spoiled.
Yeah,
they're spoiled.
Born with a silver spoon and never had to work for a thing in their life.
Everything I own, I've worked for.
Facts.
I didn't come from money. If I ever had kids, they would have had to work to get whatever they wanted. Now, that's not to say like if they were out living on their own and they paid rent and they paid their car bill and they paid everything, but they didn't have money for food, I wouldn't give them food, you know. But they're also out working, spending their money. They just they don't make enough currently to, you know, provide everything. As a parent that I'm not, but like that in my head, yes, I can help you. You are paying your bills. You're not out buying fancy cars. You're driving, you know, a beater. You're paying bills. Okay, you don't have enough money for food this week. I can give you some money for food, or I can get you food for your house, or that type of thing. That's not giving them everything.
No, that's helping them out.
That's helping.
Yep.
Now, when your kids don't work for a damn thing, and you give them probably a multi-million-dollar company, in all honesty, being right there, because you're from Florida, right?
Yep.
Right there on the, are you Gulf or Atlantic side?
Atlantic side. But either way, we still we're known as Mayport Shrimp, the jumbo shrimp. We're known as, you know, the best shrimping place in Florida, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I was actually born in Florida. I was born in Lakeland. That's why I asked which side you were on. But you're right there. I mean, it's less than a day trip from one side to the other. So you can fish the Gulf and the Atlantic all in the same day. So you got the best of both worlds. You got all the different species that can come from both sides. Yep.
You know, you can go out and get the tile fish off the Atlantic side and the Gulf, I believe.
Yep, you can get them off both. Both. Yep.
You know, and that's local fishermen, but you didn't raise your kids right, and you sold it to them. Now they just well, I can sell it and make this much money, and we'll split it and go about our way.
And what's crazy is, like I said, you could tell they sold the business to these people, and now the local fishermen and the big shrimp companies that have been dealing with them as a family as a whole for years now aren't dealing with these new guys. So when you walk in there, the same supply isn't the same either, because now they're going off and dealing with new people because the other people don't want to deal with them because they just bought the store and they don't know who fucks you are or anything. You just come with a lot of money, et cetera, and you're not running it nowhere right either, you know.
Yeah, we had one of those type of places in North Carolina when I was down there. It was kind of like a local type thing. It was like a fish mart. You walked in, there was coolers.
Yep.
They had the fish full of ice, the fish laying on it.
Yep.
Whole half, flayed up already, whatnot. Whatever, however it was, like you could go in and get literally fresh mahi, which is one of the only fish I eat. Like,
that's literally how this place is. You could go in like coolers on both sides.
In my head, that's what I'm seeing is that store that I had in North Carolina. They had the sheephead, they had they had mahi, they had grouper, they had
probably trigger, probably fucking redfish, probably flounder, probably trout, probably all of it, And when I love like this place, you go all the way to the back to the cooler and they'd have your big bags of bushels of oysters. When I last went, the oysters didn't even look the same. And I'm like, see, now who are you guys getting your oysters from now compared to your last people you're getting your oysters from, So I don't know. I'm a big Apalachicola oyster guy, so I like certain ones. I'm like, these don't look like what you're saying they are.
What's up, man? How you doing, dude?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just had a long day. Valentine's Day here.
Oh
already.
Yeah, you're ahead of us. So it's Valentine's Day over there.
Oh, it is, isn't it? That's right. I literally, I should have remembered that. I just turned my transcripts in because I'm actually going back to school to get out of construction because my body's just
right.
And I'm going back to school to become an accountant, get my bachelor's in accounting. So I had to get transcripts from the school I'm currently enrolled in to take to the other school to see if I can get into that school. But I saw your podcast with I know Strike Snake LTD.
What was it?
Don from Snake LTD.
Right.
Yeah.
He said like it's an inventory. It's the livestock part of it. It is not like if your breeders are a write-off.
Right.
You can like if it's over a certain amount, you can depreciate it kind of like a car.
Right.
But it's not inventory because it doesn't just sit there. It's like cattle farmers. That's saying that those aren't write-offs for them because they're live. It's an inventory. It's not. They use those to make more cows, which is an asset because it's something you own.
Right.
An asset is your house is an asset.
Right.
Technically. So like I saw that video and he was like, "Oh, my dad's an accountant." Well, but he also said that his dad didn't deal with livestock. Well, livestock, that's the part of it. Livestock is considered an asset, not an inventory item.
Right.
Just for that, because we deal with that here, which is why we were going. The accountant we're using this year is out of Florida down there.
Yeah.
So,
you ain't using Debbie's accounting, are you? I said you ain't using Debbie's accounting, are you?
No.
That'd be my accountant. That's why I asked. I was like,
his name's Jacob.
Okay.
What do you reckon we toss a hand grenade into this chat, into this conversation, Ken, and ask a controversial question?
Benji, if you want to ask a controversial question, you're welcome to ask a controversial question. You know how I feel about that topic you saying, and it should be addressed, and people should be comfortable talking about it, and there should be awareness out there about it.
I think so, and I think it's swept under the carpet. It's one of those things people don't want to talk about because it's Okay, so me and Ken the other day we were talking about. You guys all hear me clearly?
Yep.
Absolutely,
I'm not
man.
too loud. I'm not too.
No,
Okay,
no.
cool.
Nope, you're good, dude.
So yeah, we were talking about the exotic pet trade, but in specifically we were talking about ball pythons because there was a video that came out on YouTube about overproduction. And my question to Ken, or to everybody, is what happens to the snakes that are undesirable? The ones, say, if you, for an example, you put two snakes together and you are targeting and you don't get what you were targeting, what happens to all those other snakes that you didn't want? What do you do with them? Where do they?
Shows.
To me,
They
there's
get sold
lots
in
of
the pet
options.
trade.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not what always happens. Unfortunately, some people are taking them and putting them in the freezer.
That's
And
right. I saw
They
that.
call them. They call them. There's people that call them and feed
Yeah,
them to other snakes. They'll freeze them and feed them to other snakes, etc.
Yeah.
But
Because
how they
king
just
cobras eat snakes. That's what they eat.
right.
Yeah.
But my opinion, no, you don't euthanize a snake just because you can't sell it.
no, but that's
produce
happening,
it.
right? It is.
Just
It's
like a
happening
child.
across the
You
board.
produce the child. You take care of that child.
Child.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But is it
these are-
you know, you get
these are my
you
children.
you're targeting a certain type of snake, and say you've got a clutch of 12 eggs and you only get 2 of the ones that you want, and then what do you do with those other 10 snakes?
Well, me personally,
Actually, in reality,
I have a wholesaler locally, so I can go to a pet shop, which they'd be sold for $20, $50.
Yeah.
Go to a
Yeah,
kid
that's
you.
That's a
you.
good, great resource.
You're doing
for
the
them.
right thing.
I was gonna say you weren't here at the beginning. I do a
else.
show every weekend. I do 2 shows just about every weekend. If I have to, I'll sell them for $40.
Right.
They will go into the pet trade. Somebody will take them and love them.
Exactly.
Right.
That route.
I wish everyone thought
I have
like
a
you.
snake in my freezer.
I wish everybody thought like that.
Not everyone does, and that's
know.
just the
I have
thing.
a passion for my animals. That's why I do it. That's why I
Right.
still do it. Because right now the market went into the shit. Well, the market went back where it's supposed to be. But
Exactly. It didn't go to shit. It went back to the way it was before COVID.
yeah,
I'll sum it all up for you, Benji. That's the problem with the people that get into this game that aren't worried about the passion or the
money.
animal. They're worried
money.
about the fucking money. And
I'm
that's
not
the problem with the people that come in to this industry and don't care about the animal or the passion. And I hate to say it, it's going to kick them in the ass because it might not hit them 2 years, it might not hit them 5 years, it might hit them 10 years from now. But sooner or later, it's going to kick them in the fucking ass. It's not going to work the way they fucking wanted to because they're not in here for the passion or the love for these fucking
they'll
animals.
be gone in 5 years. Those type of people, they'll be gone because they're in it to turn around and make a quick
To
buck.
turn and burn, and this ain't no turn and burn.
No, this isn't no quick return either. This takes
No.
these people work these projects for 6-10 years. Some of these
I
projects don't happen
15.
overnight. You know,
Unfortunately, seems to be that some people get into it not realizing what they're getting themselves into.
That's another big thing. That's another big thing that a lot of people aren't coached on. And some of them like go home and watch. You know, you could watch Billy. You could watch all these and see snake racks. And you can have
And think,
in your living room.
cool.
And you're like,
That looks so cool.
now
I
let me
can
go
do
buy a
that.
rack and let me have 20 of these snakes. And then when they have 20 of these snakes, it's too much for them to handle.
Yeah, they think, I can do that. That looks easy. Look, he can do it, so I could do it. But
Correct.
yeah, it's not always the case, is it?
It's not always the case. You got to do your research. You got to like be smart. I tell anybody that comes in this industry, even people that buy snakes, that would ever buy snakes, haven't bought snakes from me yet, but when they do buy snakes from me, I'll tell everybody, don't just hop into this industry and this passion and say, hey, this is what I want to do for a living. Like, really research it. Really look up the people. Take you some time before you hop into this and do everything.
You also got to see the behind the scenes because in most videos, you don't see the behind the scenes. You don't
Correct.
see the tubs. You don't see how the hours that you spend cleaning out tubs. You don't see the hours you spend cleaning out rat tubs, reading your
And that goes for all animals, right? Right across the board. Yep.
But you said you were talking about this industry in ball pythons.
Well, yeah, that was just because we saw this. Yeah. I mean, but it happens right across the board in all exotic pet trade. That
It happens across the board.
I mean, dogs.
What up, Rudy?
I was talking to Ken about this with my dogs. Personally, I had 2 bull mastiffs that bred, and she had a litter of 15 puppies, and I could not look after 15 bull mastiffs plus the 2 that I already had. There was nothing I could do. I had to take half of the puppies in a cardboard box to the vet surgery and have half of them put down properly, like euthanized. It broke me. It fucking broke me.
That's why I don't do boas, because I had a baby boa. It's a beautiful snake. It's still in my freezer right now because I'm going to have it mounted. I've set it up in a rack. Went to my sister's house for like 2 hours, come back and it was dead. Like, it hurt so bad. I will never do boas again. Like, I won't, because that one was so beautiful and it was perfect. And for some reason it just died, and it just hurt so bad. Like, because I do have a passion for these animals. Like, I'm a hunter. I don't shoot and kill something if I know it's not going to get used. I don't shoot it to just let it die, just to say I shot it.
I shot a nice deer the other day. I had venison back steaks for dinner. I ate them 2 nights in a row. Yeah, but then I got diarrhea for a whole week.
Speed beef. That's what we call it. We call it speed beef. Did it work? You lose.
Oh my God. It was terrible.
But
Jed made this comment here.
I even shat my pants at one point. I did.
That's just because you're old.
Benji.
But see, also,
you have another poop story to tell?
Benji, you were saying before I walked out too earlier, you were saying that does that require to all animals? I feel like that doesn't require to all animals, because I feel like there is that animal out there for that lazy person. There is this. You gotta find out what animal is for you.
Absolutely.
You get a stray cat. If you're lazy, you get a stray cat and just open the door.
Congratulations, Bill.
The front door and feed it. And it comes and eats its food and goes back out the yard. Never comes in your house or whatever. But I do feel like there's certain animals for certain people that you got to figure out what the fuck is for you.
I mean, I've seen people get themselves in terrible trouble with too many cats.
That's like, you weren't here for the beginning of it, but I had my 7-foot Burmese out. But you weren't here for the beginning of this. I have my 7-foot Burmese python out. People buy Burmese pythons as babies. They look cute. They look like a ball python. They don't realize these things are going to be 15, 16 foot long, weigh 200, 250 pounds.
Interrupting you, Ken. What were you going to say, Ken?
But Jen up here says in this comment here, and about the market being flooded, and I kind of see this a different way for most people, because I'll ask you guys, why would you, if you think the market's flooded, what caused it to be flooded?
COVID.
I believe it was.
What up, dude?
I believe it was a case of people seeing like dollar signs in their eyes, and the word went out that if you breed ball pythons, you can make a lot of money, and you can. If you hit the big one, it's like you're made,
Yeah.
But
you gotta have money to put in to get the snakes that will produce
that lottery money.
There's a catch. There's a catch.
Yeah. They see the Canovas, the Billies from Mutation Creation. He threw a lot of money at it, is what he did, because he sold his other business and threw all the money into this.
And as we said before,
for having money, I will say, for having money, Miguel did it right. You know what I'm saying? For having money, Miguel did it 1,000% right.
He put a lot of thought in what he did.
But as we said before, there's a lot of fools around. And fools are like monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
That's the thing, is it comes down to a lot of followers. It comes down to like people not staying in their own lane and doing what they and same things comes with breeding these animals. A lot of people will follow Justin with Canova or follow Billy or follow this person and not go their own path with it. And next thing you know, by the time they created what they follow with Justin or Canova, so did 30 million other people fucking do the same thing. So by the time you produced it,
you started with 1 and 2 gene animals,
right?
Where they go out and buy the double recessive to make a triple recessive. So they're already 3/4 of the way to their goal, and you're here with a pie and a clown making heads. You're behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Unless you go and spend money on the cutting edge stuff, you're chasing somebody at all times.
At all times.
All right. So the common answer to that question I asked is you hear COVID breeders flooded the market.
Well, just breeding, overbreeding, like breeding. I don't want to say low end quality, but like breeding a pastel to a pastel. All you're getting is pastel.
Fools with dollar signs in their eyes.
Yeah, because back during when COVID was going through, pastels were $200, $300. You can't barely give a pastel away now.
But I disagree with that. I don't think it was the COVID breeders that flooded the market. It was the breeders that, hit the ground running and said, I'm going to do 100 clutches this year instead of 50. And then when all these people seen that they wasn't going to make money quick, all these snakes were being produced. You had people doing 100 clutches a year that knew how to do this. That's where the overflow comes from in my mind. People got greedy. Now, if I was in that situation, I'd have probably did the same thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. I would have overbred. I would have upped it to try to get what it getting was good. Everyone would have did it.
This year, I did it this past year. I had 5 clutches. I made 3 visual recessives. That's what I made.
I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 visual recessive in my first year. Yeah, no, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 visual recessives my first year.
You did really good. You did really good.
I've made 3 visual recessives. That's it.
And
that's why I revamped my entire collection. I've sold off.
That was a visual head.
40% of
it.
But
listen to yourself, Ken. Listen to yourself, though. You're saying you made in your first year, you made 6 visuals. Now, a lot of
9.
these a lot of these COVID breeders didn't know what they were doing. So
they didn't know what they was doing. So they didn't have much to do.
So think about that right now. So when you go to Morph Market, is the market flooded with recessives? No, it's flooded with fucking lower end genes.
Like I said,
look at the companies.
So the COVID era didn't know what they were doing, and they were breeding lower end snakes because they were taking just their COVID money and shit.
Okay, I'll go as far as to say it was a mixture of a bad storm.
It was. Like I said earlier, when me and Glenn did that podcast on his podcast, he looked up the numbers, 44,000 and some change ball pythons at that point in time on the market, on Morph Market.
Wow.
36 under 500.
37,800 and some change of them were under $1,000.
Right.
So the majority is those unwanted, undesirable animals. People trying to get rid of the.
Benji, you're getting accused of doing coke on the show.
What? No, do you know I've never seen cocaine? I've never tried it. I'm in New Zealand. We don't get cocaine. We get methamphetamine here.
There'll be no drug dealing on the show.
But yeah, so it's not that they're undesirable. They're not breeder quality. They're pet quality is the way to look at it.
Right.
It's not that they're undesirable. Somebody wants them. You just got to get them in front of the right people.
You got to get them in the right market. Get them in front of the right people. You're exactly right. Yeah.
It's not that they're undesirable. There's people out there that want pastels, just pastels, or yellow bellies. But you're not going to make $300 off of a pastel or a yellow belly or even a pastel yellow belly. It's just not there.
I hear normals are coming back.
The super normal.
Yeah, to find a normal is quite like desirable now. Like it's rare too. Like it's
Are
getting
you looking
rarer and
for one?
rarer to
I
find
got
just
one for sale.
a normal. Do you know there's no snakes in New Zealand? We're not allowed to have them at all.
Hey,
I've
Benji,
never seen a snake. I've never held a snake. I've never been in a room with a snake, except for the
We'll
one
do
in
it
my
again, man.
trousers.
I have a normal for sale.
I'll be back. Well, no, I can do it here.
it's amazing though. You know so much, Benji. I hate to say it, like you're in the snake community, that's for sure, and you know a good bit for
Yeah.
not ever holding one or knowing, seeing one or in
Not
person.
even
Like,
being allowed to own them, and you know more than I'd say 30% of the people here
yeah, that's
that
what I said.
claim they know snakes.
Exactly.
I've been around. I'm old. I'm old.
Come
No,
on.
but I've been moonlighting on a lot of podcasts. Like I don't have my own, but I do get on there with other people and like flit around the place like a social butterfly, fucking up everybody's live streams.
Steve wants me to do the spin to win again, so we're going to spin it again. I got to get it made up.
I don't really
Steve,
fuck
carry
them up.
on.
But yeah, like
I try to contribute to the constructive conversation.
but like back to that, you're talking undesirables. My favorite snake, the snake I got into this for, is a pastel spider. Is a bumblebee.
Do you consider spider to? This is a controversial question since we're doing that. Do you consider spider to be a controversial gene?
Yes. Me personally, no. Is it a controversial gene? Yes. Because somebody somewhere that had enough followers found a really bad spider and pointed out, hey, look at this snake. It's messed up. You shouldn't have it. Blah, blah, blah. I have 2 spiders right in my racks right now that you would never know if you didn't know. But they did also point out was that spot nose, Woma, hidden gene Woma, champagne, and a few others are all in that complex, and they're all susceptible.
So here's a question for you. If it's got spider in it, does that definitely mean it's going to have the wobble, or is that just
no?
So you can have spider in it and not be wobble at all.
Yeah, it can be perfect.
I heard that there's certain things that can cancel the wobble out.
Blackhead.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, right?
There's certain things that definitely can lessen your chances for sure, and not.
You see a wobble.
So that's something you'd want to know before you do a project, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
You see a wobble?
Well, only about as much as Ken's stomach when he pulled his tummy out.
This snake right here.
Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. Thanks, Chris.
Are you pissing on me? This snake
Yeah,
right
man.
Here, I started breeding.
Thanks, Chris.
This snake right here. It's actually in my logo. And it's a simple 2 codom. It's a spider, a pastel. That's all it is.
Okay.
And then I have a spider that's double het for albino and SK exanthic.
I have heard that pastel's starting to become a little bit less desirable now. Like it's kind of like it's yesterday's news, and everybody's sort of going off. Now it's getting a bit of a hard time. Some people are actually anti-pastel.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I have. It has its place. Let's just put it that. I'll put it that way. It has its place. Certain genes it goes good with. Pastel and pies. I said this earlier. Pastel pies are amazing. Pastel clowns look like shit. So,
have you guys seen this carbon?
Every gene has its place, but can it be overworked? Yes, it can be overworked. And I feel like
absolutely every gene can be overworked.
Look at clown. Clowns was overworked.
Clowns overworked.
Clowns been overworked, not just in ball pythons, but in life in general. Like,
Benji, you're a clown, dude. Man, I love you, brother.
I was gonna say, back when I bought a pastel leopard spot nose het clown male at Tinley 2 years ago. Batmans were going for females were going for like $2,800. You can pick up one now for almost under $1,000.
wow.
2 years in 2 years, because clown has been so overproduced. Back to the COVID, when people got into it, they saw clown. Clown was the most
Desirable.
like the most visually stunning morph that you could find other than spider.
Do you know what my favourite one is? Guess
One-eyed
what?
rather snake.
Well, yeah, my favourite ball python. Guess what it is? No idea?
No.
All of them. Pass
Okay,
that.
I'll give you a clue.
Pass
We're
that.
going to spend to win again.
I was just doing one of these.
Where'd it go? Well, Steve said to give it to someone else because he's like
Oh,
that.
God.
Let someone else win.
You have to give us
Yeah.
some warning about these things, Ken. You caught us out there.
Who's going to be?
Okay. Who's the lucky winner? Who is it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's over there.
Mitzi won.
Mitzi! Well, she's a deserving winner. She's awesome.
Mitzi's
love
in
Mitzi.
everybody's chat. She's been here since day one.
Yeah, man,
I'd say
we love
she well
her.
deserves it. I think she went to bed, but I'll get a hold of her.
She's awesome.
All right. So what's
Oh,
your
God, I
favorite ball python?
Well, like I said, I was going to give you this as a
My favorite.
do you know yet? So can you see like has anybody figured? Does that look like a bat symbol to you? Like a signal?
Kind of,
like,
yeah. Kind of.
But
Looks like a bottom of
Batman's,
it.
I love Batman's, man. I think they're awesome. I don't know why. I just think Batman is just so fucking cool.
Because they are a pretty snake.
Yep.
They are.
They just bang, man. It's like bang. It's like yeehaw.
But they've been
Give me some-
overproduced, so they're not worth as much as they used
Oh,
to.
I know. I know that, but you know, like, just give me a good Batman any day. I just love them.
That snake will go nowhere. That's the whole reason I started breeding, was to make that snake, and I did. You can buy that snake for like less than $200.
See, like, that's the thing, though. Like,
Something to
just because a snake is valuable, does that make it desirable?
To breeders.
Well, that's wrong. To me, I'm not about what because something's worth the most is the most desirable. No. For me, it could be a cheap, shitty snake that's worth nothing. But if I like it, I put that above the $50,000 one.
Well, yeah. That comes down to what you want as well.
That's just my opinion.
Valid point.
But I'm looking at it from a business aspect because
Absolutely.
this is a business for me.
Yeah, I understand that. But
Like
for
going back to that, the pastel spider, that's my favorite snake.
What's up,
That
Jim?
girl will go nowhere. She will die with me.
Yep.
because I'm not businessing
breeding
like I'm not in it motivated by that. My choice isn't made by that
By what you like.
mentality. My choice
Come back in.
of what I like isn't made by the mentality of I'm a breeder, I've got to make money, I've got to get what makes me money.
Correct.
My choice is by because I don't have snakes and I'm not allowed. So my choice is what I see and I like.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
Well, that goes back to the pastel spider. That's my
The
snake.
one you like the most, the one
It's
you
not
like the
worth
most,
anything.
Benji, yeah, isn't worth shit. It isn't worth
Right.
nothing, but he
Well, no,
loves it.
Batman's aren't worth shit,
He
but
loves it.
they
Yeah, he
are.
loves it.
It's the one that I like the best.
And that's part
They
of us
are a
breeders. We
beautiful snake.
definitely, even though us breeders as a business aspect, yeah, we breed like some high end ones, but we do have the ones that we love
back
the
to you,
most that ain't
Steve.
worth shit. You know, like literally, I have a banana het clown and it ain't worth shit, but I fucking love it because it's the first snake I got, etc., etc. It started my journey, you know, and that one will never go anywhere. It ain't either way. It ain't worth nothing, but it's worth a lot to me personally.
Has any of you guys familiar with the blue ghosts?
Yeah, like I was just getting ready to bring up ghosts. I'd say my favorite one is the Huffman HRA Orange Ghost. Like that girl's just
Or hypo.
beautiful.
Orange ghosts and hypo are the same thing.
I know. I've got a mate that's got blue ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue ghost is sick. See,
I'm getting into the green ghost line too.
I've seen the blue ghost.
Blue ghost.
Like it is. It's not what like it's led to be as the way I see it. Like it's not going to be blue for one.
No. It's like a blue sheen, if anything.
No,
it's like any other hypo. It's got that bluish.
No, the snakes I saw that my mate from Big D's Pythons, he's got one, and it's blue.
I saw it out of Tinley.
It's blue. It's got it looks blue under the whole. It's blue.
I'm pretty sure that's the same person I saw that had it at Tinley. It's not blue. He
It's
has it under
I've seen it.
Blue gray, it's more of a
maybe when I saw it a couple of years ago, it was bluer back then than it is now. Maybe like when I first saw it, it looked quite blue. Eric
said, "Hey, Zeus ain't the only one." I know.
He was talking about trying to prove it out. So,
well, I think he pretty much proved it out this year that it's a line of ghosts.
It's an interesting, very interesting project, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of getting into the green ghost line. From what I hear of it, it's an older line of ghost, and it's not compatible with any of the other lines.
Nope.
What's up, Eric? Eric, how are you, man? It's good to see you in the chat, brother.
The same as the blue ghost. It's not compatible with anything else either.
Well, see, the blue ghost is compatible to orange ghost, which is weird. If it's compatible to orange ghost, how is it not compatible to hypo?
Well, orange ghost and hypo are the same thing. They're literally the same snake.
It's funny you say that the same thing because there's been a lot of talk about that, about what one breeder will call something, another breeder has another name for it, but it's the same thing.
Like Trick and Blitz.
That's all the same. Trick, Blitz, Hurricane, all the same.
And if I remember correctly, they've proved orange ghost and hypo genetically are the same as well.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They proved it. Yes, they did.
That's weird.
Genetically, it's exactly
the same. It's a different expression. I get it. But that's weird then because, Big D's, I follow him and I pay attention to him, that he said that it's compatible with orange ghost, but not regular lines of hypo.
Well, that's funny because they've literally genetically tested.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's my question right now.
I was told, from what I remember hearing, is blue ghost is not compatible with anything, and green ghost is only compatible with green, and blue is only compatible with blue. That none of the hypos, kind of like the exanthic lines, none of them are compatible.
Right. See, I didn't hear that it was compatible with blue ghost either.
Well,
I was told green ghost is compatible to nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Green is with green and blue is with blue, and orange is hypo. Like they don't. It's like the.
Fuck, you wouldn't want to be fucking colorblind, would you? You'd be fucked.
You what?
I says you wouldn't want to be fucking colorblind, would you? You'd be fucked.
I am colorblind. I'm red yellow colorblind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a bit fucking uncomfortable, but
it makes it kind of hard to see the subtleties in the yellows, but like I didn't find out I was red yellow colorblind.
Do you ever like mismatch?
Think about it. You see snakes definitely different than how I would visualize it or Ken would visualize. You know what I'm saying? You definitely.
Do you ever mismatch your socks and shit? Like put your wrong color undies on?
No. I just put on whatever underwear are clean.
It don't matter if they're clean, it's good.
I was wondering if you like come out with one green sock, one red sock, and a pair of pink undies.
Look, we got a little bit of leg on the show tonight. Hell yeah!
I'm pretty sure they're red, but like I didn't find out until I was 27 years old that I was red yellow colorblind.
Oh wow!
I had already spent 5 years in the Marine Corps, and then got out and then went back in, and that's when I found out that I was red yellow colorblind.
That's true. They are visually different as night.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Orange ghost and hypo, like you could see it. Like the orange ghost is orange. I have orange ghost. It's freaking orange. And I have other hypos that are just, gray, kind of, I guess. They look different. There's definitely a difference. But if it's the same, it's the same. I mean, I can't go against the genetics.
Yeah, like they've proven genetically that it's the same gene.
So there's my question then. So if it's the same gene, so it's more line bred then, correct? Which one's gonna be stronger?
It could also be what other genes are in there, because like my hypo het clown is gray, but my hypo het pied is an orange.
Well, it could be like Labradors. You get black labs and you get white labs. It's the same Labrador, but some, they have different colors.
Genetically,
still a Labrador, isn't it?
Benji, you are a Labrador.
I'm more of a pit bull, I think. Bulldog.
That doesn't really.
Yo, bulldog, you.
Like you can't. It doesn't really show up there, but
you can see the difference for sure.
That's my het pied, and that's the het clown.
Absolutely brilliant.
All right, that's absolutely brilliant.
Hi, Alex.
It shows up more in the head, but he's not showing his head very well.
Oh,
yeah, like in person, the pied is like, oh, that's better. The farther away I get.
I can honestly say the orange ghost line I got looks way different than both of those. It's orange.
I'd have to say the same.
Is that all that you have in it, though? Is what I'm getting at.
Where's this pommy fucking voice coming from? Is that fucking Alexa or fucking Siri or?
Come on, show your face.
I'm just trying to be a little more
shit,
like you.
There's a lady there. Valentine's Day, there's a lady on. Hello.
I'm trying to be just a little more like you. I love it. I'm absolutely delighted to be here.
You're the one that fucking mimics me.
I fucking love it. I've got to tell you.
I'm not. No, I'm not from fucking England. I'm not Pommy.
I know.
It's different. But my granddad, he was from Croydon, believe it or not. Cockney as the day is long. It's true.
The day is long and the night is young.
It's true. It was World War II, was British Merchant Navy.
It's funny because my girl will do this shit all day, and then when like Kurt came in town and heard it, he's like, "You sound just like my brother."
I asked you this the other day. Does she imitate you and pretend to be you and talk?
If only I could sound a little bit more like you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying. I can tell you that.
You're scaring me now.
Yeah, orange that is.
Oh, sorry.
That's fucking awesome.
And like I said, it could just be that it's the hypo, the orange ghost.
Those
are het or something else.
A little concerned.
But it's also like Huffman and HRA, which makes orange ghost more oranger.
Yeah,
doesn't HRA make orange ghost more oranger?
How the hell is that even a word? Oranger?
Probably not, but we're gonna roll with it.
It is now.
It's an orange type of way.
Right? It is now.
Oranger. Okay.
It's oranger.
Well, I was gonna say, if they're allowed to say that, if a guy's allowed to say he's a girl, I can use oranger as a word. Welcome.
Oh, I fucking agree. I can't care. I can't care.
It's right is wrong day. Up is down day. Opposite day, whatever. Is that what it's called? Yeah, opposite day.
It's like I try to tell people. I try to identify as a double-headed snake. There's some days I think with the right head, and some days I think with the wrong head. You know.
That's a real good way to put that.
Look, that's called just being a man. There, that's just being a man. That's called having a wiener.
I seen a 2-headed boom slang once.
That
Ooh,
would be awesome.
And that's pretty wicked. That's pretty
Just to
fucking
see a
wicked.
boom slang, let alone having 2 heads.
Mm.
Those things are pretty cool looking too. Not my
this girl
favorite.
is so awesome.
They're beautiful, aren't they? And they're so placid. See, I mean, as a child here in New
She'll
Zealand,
just
I
sit here.
was
She just sits
brought
here
up
like
to
when I have her.
believe.
She wraps, gets comfortable in my arms, and just I could take her outside, and she would sit here like this.
Would it surprise you to know that here in New Zealand, like, we're brought up to believe that snakes, because we don't have any poisonous spiders or any poisonous snakes, there's no, look, check this out. There's no lions, there's no tigers, there's no wolves, there's no bears, there's no snakes, no poisonous spiders, no yetis. Or abominable. What do you got? Those Bigfoots over there? There's none of them
Bigfoot,
here.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
What else bad stuff do you have? We don't have any alligators or crocodiles
your more wild-
or
What is your
you know,
wild
big
animal
cats.
there? So Benji, what is
There's
your most
nothing.
dangerous? What's your most dangerous wild animal there then that you
Nothing.
would encounter?
Nothing bad. It's all in
Nothing?
Australia. All the bad stuff in Australia. You can go over there and
Australia is known for its deadly animals, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But not New Zealand, I guess. If they don't got none of that. Did he freeze? There he is.
No, there he's back. He's back.
He's bad.
That's wicked.
sorry,
What's up,
it's
Corbin?
cutting out a bit.
Thanks for coming in, dude.
But yeah, like Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. No, Australia is known for it's got like 8 of the top 10 deadliest snakes in the world.
Deadliest. Yeah. Yeah.
I bet they have a fuck ton of hobbits, though. Benji kind of reminds me of a hobbit. If he'd be a little shorter. I'm going to go put her back real quick.
So is your girl actually, is that her actual accent?
No.
Okay.
She's Cuban. She's my
I
girl.
was going to say, I didn't think so because I thought I heard her talking before.
No.
And
She just like she reads a lot of books and shit like that, so she gets all into character and walks around the house. So it's kind of funny, like she does it on a regular basis. And then Kurt came here and heard her. He's like, "You got to hear my buddy Benji." And then Benji got on live last night, and Kurt was like, "Yo, your girl's got to hear a bit." And like, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's great, like it's awesome, you know." But the books of both two worlds is kind of hilarious. It's kind of funny,
yeah, like I wasn't sure. You never know, like
right?
but, like, I was like, because I could have swore you were on one of Glenn's at one point.
Come on, Lord.
I probably was. I'm on a lot of channels, man. I get a lot of shit, you know. I'm all over the
I've
place.
seen you on a live somewhere.
You might see me on Keeses. You could see me on Wiz, definitely Wiz. Wiz Constrictors. You would see me on Ken's because I'm
RWO Thursdays.
RWO Thursday. I've been on Off the Plank. I've been on.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, bro. I've been literally
I'm
a
pretty
lot
sure
of
you've
places.
been on Glenn's.
I think I have been. Like when you say that, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, 419.
Oh,
419 works.
No, I wasn't on Glenn's actually. No, I wasn't. I wasn't on
No?
Glenn's.
I've seen you somewhere though. In a live.
But I'm definitely everywhere. Definitely everywhere.
Well, heck yeah, we got about 2 minutes to go to 2 hours. I won't call it at 2 hours. We usually only stay at about an hour. But chat, you've been popping tonight. I appreciate you. We've had steadily about 20 people in the whole time. I couldn't appreciate you more. Will, you got anything else to say to the audience? Tell them where they follow you at, where they can find you and all that.
Everything is exactly the same. Semper Fidelis Exotics, Instagram, YouTube, Morph Market, and I do have a Facebook now that's under that name as well. Like, there's more to come. like I said earlier, I'm probably getting into breeding hognose. just because I like hognose, and it gives me something else to put on my table. So I'm not just ball pythons. So I have more people coming at the shows just to make more money. So I can do the animal thing full time and not have to have another job.
Correct.
I just want to be able to sustain myself to do this because, I mean, the more I do this, the more I find out I actually love doing this shit. I mean, this is awesome.
I've literally thought about trying to get a internship at the Toledo Zoo here in Ohio for their reptiles, just so I could be around like the gaboon vipers and stuff like that, and not to where I don't own them, so I don't die, but I can actually go and see them, and and just to learn more about the reptiles in general.
Right.
It has to make anti-venom in handy, possibly, if anything would happen,
But that's like one of the guys I watch on YouTube is Tyler Nolan. I'm sure you guys know him.
Yep.
That all he does is venomous snakes. That's all he does, and in tattoos. And he said when he got bit, if he would have been anywhere other than where he was, he would have died.
See?
But because Florida has Venom 1, they knew how to treat it. Now, if he would have been in wherever they're from, I don't remember where the king cobra that he had was from, like Malaysia and India. I don't remember which one it was, but he said he would have been better off there than anywhere in the States because they're used to treating those snake bites where America is not.
Correct.
Like if he would have been here in Ohio, he would have been dead because they wouldn't have had a clue.
They would have had a clue. Exactly.
Florida's a good place to get bitten by something where you might need something because there's a lot of
because they have Venom 1, which is see, I was actually born in Florida.
Where?
Lakeland.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. They have Venom 1 down there, so they're abreast on most venomous stuff. They may not be experts, but they'll at least know. Like, and then the other guy I watch is Chandler from Chandler's Wildlife. He's from down there.
He's a little nutcase.
Yeah, he is. He got when he got bit by that cobra over there, he knew to tourniquet.
Yep.
Now he said if it would have been something else, that would have been the wrong thing to do because he knew how to handle it. He saved his own life.
Right.
Facts.
Where Venom 1 knows those type of things where like you want a tourniquet and a lapid bite, but not a viper bite. Like Venom 1 knows that stuff, so that's probably what saved his life. That and he was with Tom Crutchfield when he got bit. But
right. It's always nice to have someone to know what they're doing, anyways.
Yeah, like so. But if he would have been here, he'd have been dead.
Right.
So if you'd have been here, he'd have been dead and in jail because you can't have any. The only venomous snakes you can have in the state of Ohio without jumping through hoops to get permits is Western hognose and false water cobra. And they're not really venomous. They're rear fang venomous.
Yeah, the rear fang.
And they're like a bee sting. And we can't even have the Eastern hognose because they're native to the state. So
we're getting off in a couple minutes. Ben, to you or I would. But all right, dudes, we're going to wrap things up. Justin and Alexandra, always nice to have you. Will, wow, you've been a great guest. Threw some great knowledge out there. We enjoyed it. But we can't be on this thing all night. So
see, I'm used to Billy's where we go until 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
We don't get 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning around here. I like my sleep.
Yeah. Can't lie.
Yeah. Well,
all right, y'all. We'll see you later. Thank you. See you next time.
Yes, sir.
1 year. We made 1 year of Reptiles, and we're going to keep going. We out.
Later.
Nothing but climbing from here.